All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thank you for joining us on the live stream today. Hey, if this is your first time hanging out with us, make sure you say hi to us. Is that the right direction? I think you guys are over there. It's always weird and backwards for me. Make sure you say hi to us and let us know where you're at or where you're from in the chat. As always, we appreciate you guys who come back week after week, every Tuesday and every Thursday, and hang out with us. We love you guys. Thank you so much for participating and being a part of the community. Got Roxanne Bay says it's hot there in, is it Ompa? Is that how you say that? I can never pronounce things right either. Hopefully I got it right. Today we're going to be talking about how to include digital downloads with your session fees. So I know this is a pretty common workflow. A lot of us have as photographers is when we charge a client a session fee, they get like a free digital download or something like that. A lot of people ask how to do this and what's the best way to do this. I'm going to show you guys what I think is the best way and then give you some things to think about if this is a workflow that you have. So we're going to talk about how to disable the free downloading. It's an option that should be disabled already by default, but if you've manually changed it, I want to make sure that you know how to go back and turn it off and understand exactly how that option works. We're going to talk about creating a full gallery digital product, get that digital product added to a price list, show you how to create a coupon code, and then email that stuff to the client so that they can go in and get their downloads for free. Or if you're just giving them an online credit, they could use that as well. So depending on what kind of workflow you want. Some quick announcements really quick. And actually, before I jump into the announcements, I want to do this.
It's your birthday, yes it is your birthday, it's your birthday, yes it is your birthday, it's your birthday, yes it is your birthday, we are super psyched.
All right, so happy birthday to Taylor and Allison. Both of them are part of the customer success team. You might have chatted with either one of them or talked to them in emails. If you do, make sure that you tell them happy birthday. They are an amazing part of the team that we have here. Such a wonderful team. So make sure that you guys talk to them. You tell them happy birthday. All right, as far as announcements go, the Ultimate Photographer Starter Package Sweepstakes is still going on. This week, I actually did put the link in the description for you guys. And just in case you forgot, the grand prize winner of that sweepstakes is going to get all of the things that you see right over there. Yeah, this time I got it right over there. Including a year of a Zenfolio Pro account, a year of Book Me, you guys. That is a sweet deal. That passed the IUSA 2021, a B&H gift card, and all these other really cool things that you see here. So make sure that you enter that if you haven't entered it already. The link to do that is in the description below this video. And as I say every week, we have the group training still going on. The links to sign up for those are in the description below as well. We have a Book Me training, a basic selling training, and an advanced selling training. So if you guys haven't joined me on one of those, we have a lot of fun. We cover a lot of things, and it's a really good place to start if you're brand new on Zenfolio and you're looking for a really good detailed walkthrough of getting started selling, or maybe you've been with Zenfolio for a little while and you're just not sure that you're using all of the features to their max potential. That advanced selling is going to teach you some really cool stuff. So you can sign up for those in the description below the video as well. And then guys, August 13th is going to be our 200th live stream. Can you guys believe that? I can't believe that that'll be the 200th live stream. I started doing Zenfolio Live in 2016, I believe, and maybe on that 200th live stream, I'll show a couple of video clips of a very scared and timid Robert trying to answer questions and do a live stream, which I had never done before up until then. So might be interesting. Also, we're going to have a really cool special guest. I know there's a pretty cool giveaway that's going to happen. And then I'm going to be doing some crazy stuff that you guys won't want to miss. So if you only make one episode of Zenfolio Live for August, make sure that you make the August 13th one. Of course, I would love you guys to hang out with me every Thursday. But if you can only do one in August, make sure that you do August 13th. And as always, guys, continuing to challenge you guys to post something positive on your social media channel, whether you're posting positive content, beautiful photos that you guys take. And when you do that, make sure that you use that hashtag Zenfolio Photographers for a chance for your images to be shared on our social media. So make sure that you're using that hashtag, helping me out today, taking care of you guys in chat, keeping me in line, making sure that I don't rant for too long. Make sure you guys show him some love. Richard, Always appreciate Richard hanging out with me, helping me out, taking care of you guys. He does an awesome job, so make sure you show him some love. Let's see. Oh, last thing. And as always, guys, as we go through this entire training, if you have questions, whether it's on the topic that we're discussing or not, make sure that you throw those over in the chat, and we'll do our best to get those answered live for you, whether Richard's answering them or if he's passing them off to me to answer. We're going to do our best to get your guys' questions answered live. All right, that's enough for me. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started on this training. All right. So the first thing that I want to talk about and how to include the digital downloads in your session fee is there's a downloading feature that's in your gallery. Some of you guys might have seen it. This should be turned off by default, and this is a free downloading feature. Now, again, this should be turned off by default. This would only be turned on if you actually went in there and manually enabled it. And this feature does tend to confuse some people sometimes, so I want to clarify some things about this downloading feature. For one, if you want to give your clients free downloads, it doesn't matter for what reason, I would probably recommend that you never use this download method for a lot of different reasons, which I'm going to explain to you right now. So we're going to go over here, and the feature that I'm talking about is if we just go to a gallery and we click on a gallery right here, and we go up to access, there is a little downloading tab right here, okay? And by default, this should be set to disabled, and I recommend leaving it there. If you want to sell your photos as digital downloads, you do not need to enable this. You want to leave this turned off. So I want to say that again so that it's really clear, because some people do get confused. If you want to sell your photos as digital downloads, you need to leave this disabled. Do not turn it on. And then 9 times out of 10, I recommend never turning this on, even if you want to give your clients free downloads. So just to give you a quick use case of where you might think you might want to use this this download feature, let's say that you're a wedding photographer, or let's say that you're a portrait photographer, and you want to give your clients free downloads or include the downloads with your session fee, as we're talking about now. So the idea being, okay, I do the shoot, I upload the photos, I come to this downloading tab, and then I say, okay, well, let's just let them download the photos and lock it with a password. I'll put a password on there, and then I'll share that password with the client so the client can go into their gallery and download their images for free. Now, you probably only intended for that client who paid you for the shoot to get to download the photos for free. But that download password is pretty easy to share out. So if you're a wedding photographer, maybe the bride and groom are sharing that password out with everybody who came to the wedding, and maybe even some people who didn't come to the wedding. And now everybody that has access to that gallery knows the download password and are downloading all of the photos in there for free. They are also not having to agree to any types of license, conditions, or agreements or anything like that. They are downloading the actual file that you uploaded, and you are going to get about this much tracking information on that download. Basically, you're only going to be able to see how many times a photo has been downloaded. So 9 times out of 10, if somebody says, I need to give my clients free downloads, should I use this? My answer is going to be no. Now, if you don't care about any of the things that I just mentioned and you're okay with all of that, this is the simplest route to take, but just keep in mind all of the stuff that I just mentioned. So I recommend always leaving this set to disabled. All right, so if we're not going to use that for downloads, but we do need to give our clients downloads because we've included the cost of that in our session fee, how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to do that through a digital product and a coupon. So I'm going to show you what that setup and workflow looks like. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that we have that digital product created. So we're actually going to go in here and create a full gallery digital product. So we're going to go up to selling right here. Just click on the word selling, and we're going to go down here to digital products. And I'm just going to click add a product in here. And then we'll just say something like, we'll do full gallery download. All right. We're going to leave the product type set to photos, but you can set this to videos if you're creating like a video digital product or something like that. License, I'm going to just stick to the royalty-free personal use license, though on my personal account, I do use custom licenses. If you're not sure what I mean by that, you can upload your own license to Zenfolio and use it on your digital products. And the really cool thing about the digital products feature, and one of the reasons I love it so much, is because before our clients can download these photos using this digital product, whether they are paying for the downloads or we're giving the downloads to them for free, Zenfolio displays that license agreement to them in the checkout process. And I know they probably don't read it, but they do have to agree to the terms of that license before they can actually get their images. On top of that, Zenfolio also emails them a copy of that license along with the digital files that we send them. So we are making sure that they know that there are stipulations to this, and we're showing them that license and they have to agree to it. Okay, next is the image dimensions. Now you can leave this to original photo. That's going to let them download the actual file that you upload, or you could switch it to a couple of other options here if you want to. And if you're not super familiar with the digital product setup, there is a video on this that's just how to sell digital downloads, or I walk you through creating several different types of digital products that really break this process down and explain each step and each setting in really great detail. But for this one, I'm just going to leave this to original photo. I like to turn this option off. We're going to go down to the next setting down here, which is the number of items required for the product. And this is actually the most important part. I'm going to leave that minimum number set to 1 because I don't want to put a number requirement on this. But I don't want to say you have to have so many photos. But what I am going to do is I'm going to say, okay, this is the maximum number of photos that can be used for this. So for this maximum number, it's going to vary depending on the type of photographer you are and the type of photography you do. So what I recommend is thinking about what is the most photos you would ever put into a single client gallery. So let's say I am strictly a portrait photographer, and I will probably never upload more than 50 images in a client gallery. I'm just making these numbers up. I want to set that maximum number to be a little higher just to give me a little bit of wiggle room. Obviously, if you're a wedding photographer, that number is going to be much higher. Don't use these numbers that I'm throwing out here, you guys. Make sure that you're using numbers that make sense for your business and the number of photos that you're going to have in your client galleries. But let's just say I'm a portrait photographer strictly, and I'm never going to have more than 50 images in a single client gallery. I would just put maybe like 75 here just to give myself some wiggle room, and then hit autofill from entire gallery. That way, when the client selects this product, it takes all of the photos in the current gallery that they're viewing up to 75 and automatically applies it to this product for them. Now, I left the minimum number set to 1 because if their gallery only has 50 or 20 images, I'm not requiring that they have 75. I'm just saying they can use this for up to 75. And the autofill from entire gallery is going to take everything in the gallery and apply it. If you forget to check this little option, they have to manually drag everything in. Usually they're not very happy about that. So we're going to go ahead and just grab that and go down here to the bottom and click save. Okay, so now that we have created that digital product, the next thing that we need to do is we need to add that digital product to a price list. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next, is we're going to add that digital product to a price list. So I'm going to go to my wedding price list that I already have created. I'm just going to hover over selling up here in the top, go to price list, and then I'm going to find this weddings price list and add in that full gallery download. Okay, and so I'm going to click add products in here. I'm going to click right up here on the vendor name. I'm going to be looking for my account name. Now this one at the bottom says a good photographer. That's because that's the name of this demo account that I'm using. The name that you're going to be looking for is whatever your account name is. A really easy way to find it is just to remember that it's going to be the very bottom option of the vendor list. So we're going to click here, and you'll find your digital downloads in there. I'm going to add that in here, and you can see there's not a price on here yet. That's because you actually set the price of the downloads in the price list. So we're going to add that to this price list. And then you could make the downloads free here by setting them to 0. I do not recommend that because, again, in most cases, your intention is probably for just your client to get the downloads for free, and Aunt Susie and Uncle Dave should have to pay for the photos, right? So if you set that for $0, then anybody that goes into the gallery can then get the downloads for $0. Again, if you're okay with that, that's fine. At least through this method, they are having to agree to a license, and you are going to be able to track the information of who downloaded what. But what I recommend doing is you actually put a price on this like you were going to sell that full gallery download a la carte. The reason I say that is because this way, anybody who comes into the gallery who is not your direct client can purchase the full gallery download. We're going to send our client a coupon to make that digital product free. The other thing the other benefit to doing it this way is that it really reinforces the value that your clients are getting of that digital download, right? So if you are giving that to them as part of their session fee, and they go in there and they just see $0, they don't think anything about it. But when they go in there and they see, oh man, if we had to pay for this on top of our session fee, we would have had to pay an additional $500. So we're getting a $500 bonus, or however you want to have them look at it. So again, this is reinforcing the value of that product and of your photography by putting a price on here and then discounting it with a coupon. Okay, so now that we have this added to our price list here, what we're going to do is go down to the bottom, make sure that it's added over to our quick shop, and then I'm just going to bring that up to the very top of my quick shop right here, and then I'm going to click save. Okay, so now that I have that digital product saved, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that price list is applied to a gallery first. So we'll go to Photos, and we're going to go down and find that wedding gallery that I was just looking at right here. So Weddings, and it already has that Weddings 2020 price list applied to it, so we're good. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to create the coupon code. We need to create the coupon code that we're going to send to that client to make that full gallery download free. And this is the method that I recommend to do this with. I'm going to give you guys a couple of things to think about as we go create that coupon code, but this is how you do that. So we need to keep in mind how much we're charging for that full gallery download. Remember, I set the price of that full gallery download to be $500. So we need to remember that when we go in to create the coupon code to send to our clients. So we're going to go to selling right here, and then you can just click on coupons and campaigns and just click add a new coupon. And I'm going to do an individual coupon, come down here and just name this something like Fraser Wedding. The coupon code is really the important thing. That's what you're going to send to your clients. So maybe I would do something like Fraser Gallery Downloads right here. Something like that. Whatever you want the coupon code to be. And then usually when I'm at this point, I'll go ahead and copy that just so I have it copied in my clipboard on my computer. We're going to go down here to the coupon value. We're going to set discount products by an amount. You could do a percent and do 100% and then set this to only work on digital products. You could do that, but I would not do that because it's too easy to accidentally make some kind of mistake. So what I like to do is I like to say, let's discount this by an amount of $500. And then we're going to make sure that this coupon code can only be used in digital products only digital products. So we're giving them a $500 credit that they can use only for digital products. And then we're going to set this up so that they can only use that code in their particular gallery here. Okay. So right here we go. And the other thing that we are going to do is we're going to make sure that this coupon code only has a one-time use limit. That way, when they go in there and they get that that full gallery download and they get it for free and they use that coupon code, they can't send that coupon code to Uncle Dave or Aunt Susie and then they go in there and get the downloads for free. Once the bride or groom uses it once, it becomes an invalid coupon and will not work again for anybody else. Now, while we're here, I want to talk a little bit about this workflow because this is something that I used to do. I used to tell all of my clients that they get free digital downloads with their session, and I would use this exact workflow that I'm showing you now. And what I noticed is that when I used it this way and when I put the free digital downloads in my client's head, this is what I noticed. The clients went to their gallery, they used that coupon code to get those free digital downloads. They downloaded their photos and then never came back into the gallery because they had the digital files. They could go do whatever they wanted with them. They didn't need to come back into their gallery and place any kind of orders or anything like that. So what I started thinking about was, am I leaving money on the table? Am I hurting myself by going into this mindset of you're going to get free digital downloads? They go get their downloads, never come back into the gallery, probably never print them. Their hard drive crashes and then they never have their images. Am I hurting myself? Am I hurting the photography? Maybe not the photography industry, but am I leaving something on the table with this? And so I talked to some other photographers and they were like, hey, try this instead. Rather than telling your clients that they get free digital downloads, tell them that with their session fee, you are going to give them an X dollar amount of an online credit to use on your gallery, right? So let's say that our workflow, instead of free downloads, is that we want to tell our clients, hey, I'm going to give you $100 credit to use on your gallery to buy whatever you want to buy. Now, you will have to pay for shipping and handling, but I'm going to give you $100 credit to buy whatever you want to buy. So we're not forcing them to think about just digital downloads. In fact, what we're forcing them to do is to say, whoa, I can buy whatever I want. Let me see what else is available for me to purchase in that gallery. And so I changed my workflow to that. And the coupon code that I would create for that would just be like Fraser 100 or something like that. I would do discount products, do this by $100. I never discount shipping. The labs are the ones who ship the physical products. I make sure that my clients understand that they are going to be paying for shipping. But then we're going to go down here and say that this coupon code can be used for anything. Still leave it at a one-time use. And so now they could use it towards the purchase of digital products if they want, but they're slowing down. They're actually looking to see what's available in the gallery to actually purchase. And a lot of times they place orders with printed products and also buy the digital downloads, and they go a little bit over that coupon credit and buy some additional things. So I've switched their mindset from thinking about, let me go in there, let me get my free downloads, and let me take them to Walmart, or let me just put them on my computer and move on, to slowing down and actually seeing what's available in the gallery. And so that's something that I want you guys to think about. If this is your workflow, think about, could you alter this? Would this work for you? Could you say, you know what, I'll give you not free digital downloads, but I'm just going to give you an online credit to go buy whatever you want to buy in my online gallery. You can use it for digital downloads, but there's a lot of other things in there that you might be interested in. So something to think about. I'm going to switch this back to how I had it though, because the whole thing about today is doing the digital downloads. So we're going to go here, switch this back to 500, and then we'll say this can only be used for digital downloads. And then I'm going to just redo that coupon code and go down here to the bottom and click save. Okay, so now we've created that coupon code. We're going to go to the gallery, and the final step that I'm going to show you guys is how do you email that coupon code out to the client and send them the gallery link at the same time. Now, I don't know if you guys are using the email gallery feature yet, but this is one of my favorite features on Zenfolio as far as getting clients to their gallery. So if you go to Photos, and you go down to the gallery that you are working on or the one that you just finished that you need to send the client that coupon, you can just click on the gallery right here. You're going to go up here to Email Gallery. And then I actually have an email template built that I use for this that I just select down here. If you guys are interested in learning more about email templates, there are a couple of videos on our YouTube channel for that. But for this one, let's just go down here and type in our text or whatever. Now, the reason I like this invite option is because usually it's not the best time whenever I'm ready to actually send my client their gallery. So I like to use this schedule option right here and say, okay, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. Let me email you tomorrow on your lunch hour so you don't think I'm a crazy person. And then you just come down here, put your client's email in right here. All right. And then you would go down here and put whatever you want. And then I always just put down here, here is your coupon for your free digital downloads or whatever. Enter this in the coupon section. It's like one of the last few steps during checkout. So you do want to make sure that you test this out like a client so you can actually see how this works. And you can actually see what this looks like to your clients, okay? And so that's how you set that up. Now, the very last thing that I want to show you guys is that if this is part of your workflow, right? If you are giving clients free digital downloads with the session fee, or maybe you're like, oh, I like that online credit idea. Maybe I can increase my sales doing that. And if you're using BookMe, if you're not using BookMe, you should use BookMe. Check it out. But if you're using BookMe, this would be something that you could actually put into the details of the service. So if I go to BookMe up here, and then we go into services, I do have a wedding service down here at the bottom. And what I could do is edit this wedding service. And part of the service details, I could say you get free digital downloads. Or if you're doing the online credit, you could say includes, I don't know, $100 online store credit. Something like that, right? So when your clients are going through BookMe to book a wedding, you're telling them, hey, I'm going to give you $100 online store credit or something like that. So if I save this, just to show you guys really quick, let me make sure that's enabled. That is enabled. Let's go up here to website, preview that, and I'll show you how that looks in BookMe. All right, so now if I go to my little BookMe, book a session thing right here, here's weddings, there's my basic wedding package, and right there it tells them that it includes $100 online store credit. All right, so a really cool way that you could use that workflow and then include these things as additional things that you're giving your client in your session packages, whether you're doing weddings, portraits, or things like that. Okay, that is it for how to include digital downloads and session fees. Hopefully I gave you guys some good things to think about. Hopefully it really helps you kind of figure out that workflow. The biggest takeaway I want you guys to think about is not using that digital download option that I showed you, but using the digital products feature to protect yourself, to make sure that you're not losing money, and to make sure that your images just are not being downloaded without any kind of restrictions. That's the biggest takeaway I want you guys to take from this. I'm going to take a really quick break. You're going to hear from Richard, and then I'll be back to answer your guys' questions. So if you have questions, make sure that you're getting those questions in the chat so I can get those answered for you guys. And I'm going to do that here in just a few minutes when I come back.
What is up, guys? My name is Richard with Zenfolio Customer Success. Happy Thursday. If you've hung out with us before, I'm definitely a familiar face, along with our other moderators who do an awesome job. Katie and Dennis, love them. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I hope you guys are getting some really good stuff out of the stream today about how to take advantage of using some free digital products with your session fee. This would be a great feature, the coupon feature, to couple with BookMe if you're not using that already. But hey, if you have any questions and haven't asked them in the live chat, please throw them in. That's what we are here for. If you are watching the recorded version of this, you also have a chance to ask questions. You can click the link down below. It's entitled Email Questions for Next Week. We would be happy to get to them, which is what Robert's going to do for you right now, as well as answer some of those live questions.
All right. Thank you, Richard. All right. So let's go ahead and grab some questions. Guys, we have like 30 minutes left. That's a lot of time for me to answer questions. So if you have questions about this process, about any process, if you want to know more about BookMe or PhotoBooker, if you haven't checked out PhotoBooker yet, you guys should go check out photobooker.com. It's a completely free service to sign up for. And get an extra listing. So go check it out. It's really, really cool if you haven't checked it out yet. So if you have questions about that, questions about BookMe, questions about Zenfolio, price list, digital products, any of that stuff, get them in the chat. Richard's going to be feeding them over to me and I'm going to be answering them starting right now. All right, so my first question here is not that. I got to refresh my question doc there. 1 second. Let me see if I can get that. There we go. Okay, first question from Judith. She says, how do I add my photo to my homepage? That's a great question. There are lots of different ways to add images to your homepage. There's so many different ways to set it up. The best thing to do is to create a specific gallery that you want to reference on your homepage, and then just call it something like homepage photos. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here really quick. If I go, I don't know if I even have one up on here. Let's just create a new gallery right here. So I'll say new gallery. And let me go back here again, new gallery. And we'll say home page gallery. All right. And it might help if you can actually type. Which obviously I cannot. There we go. All right, so it says homepage gallery. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move some images over there. Now listen, the control isn't by naming that gallery homepage gallery. That doesn't automatically sync it. I'm just naming it that way for my own personal sanity so I can come in here and say, oh, that's labeled homepage gallery. That must be where the images that are showing on my homepage are coming for, but you do have to link it to that. Now, I don't know where you are as far as how long you've had your Zenfolio account. A lot of times whenever you create the account, by default, we do kind of create some kind of homepage gallery, but you might have changed it, something like that. So I'm just going to show you how to check and see which gallery is linked to your homepage and then how to change that. So right now I have a gallery called homepage gallery. And as you can see, it is entirely empty. It says right here, entirely empty like this. So I want to get some photos into that. So what I'm going to do is just go to this kind of stock photography group that I've created, and I'm just going to pick a couple of photos to actually move over into that. So let's say that I want this photo and I want this photo, and maybe I also want, I don't know, maybe this one down here. So I'm selecting those photos by holding Command, and then I'm going to go up here to Actions and Move, and then select that homepage gallery. Now, if you don't have the images uploaded into your Zenfolio account yet that you want to show on your homepage, then you just need to go to that homepage gallery right there and hit the upload button, and then actually just upload your images into that gallery that you created specifically for your homepage. So once you've done that, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to hover over website right here. And I always like to open things up in a new tab. You guys will see me do this quite a bit. I definitely recommend this whenever you're working on your Zenfolio account. It's really nice to have things opened up in new tabs. That way, if you need to go back and forth and reference different areas of your account, you're not waiting on the back button, saving, waiting for something else to open and all of that. You can just really quickly jump to different tabs. So what I do, I right-click on Customize Website and open that in a new tab. So that way, just to show you guys what I have, let me pull this down. So right now, I have what I call Edit View opened up on one tab. And then in a new tab, we now have Customize View. And this is where I actually customize my homepage or my Zenfolio site. So I have those two tabs. That way I can hop back and forth like this. So much faster than having to go back and forth. All right. So now that we've got that set up, let's jump over into the Customize view. And here what we're going to do is, and let me pull this down so you guys can see it. What you're looking for is, depending on the type of homepage that you have set up, there's lots of different options, okay? So first, make sure that you are on the place where you're editing the homepage. And then what you're going to look for is right across here, you're going to see something that has content after it, whether it's grid content, background content, or spotlight content. It's going to have the word content in it. And that's what actually controls where the images are being pulled from that are showing here. So if I click on grid content, because I am using a grid homepage, if I click on that, all right, what I'm looking for is grid options right here. So I'm going to click on grid options, and then right here it says selected content. I can hit select, and then I can go and choose that new gallery that I've decided to use. Hit select there. And then if I apply that, that is going to change the images that are now showing on my homepage. So you're going to notice these images are going to change. Okay? Now, if I'm using a different layout, like maybe I'm using something like, I don't know, something like, my scroller is craziness. Something like this one. I don't like that one. Something like that one. Okay, if I'm using like a full screen layout or something like that, again, you're still looking for the content option, because that is what controls what's linking the images to your homepage. And let me just bring this down. And so here you can see it's changed from saying grid content to background content. Still says content though. That's what you're looking for. So you can click right here. And then you can see over here which gallery is actually being referenced for that particular content. And if I wanted to switch it, I could just go find that new homepage gallery right there and hit select. So that's how you can do that. Also, you can come up here, and background content actually lets you display your images in several different fashions or forms or layouts or whatever you want to call it. Right now I'm using a slideshow, but I do have the option to use a photo strip or just a static photo or video. There are a lot of good videos on this. If you go to our YouTube channel and you just do a quick search for customizing your homepage, or if you just type in the word homepage on our YouTube channel, something will pop up that will talk about customizing it and walk you through a lot of this stuff in really, really great detail. Good question though, really, really great question. All right, next question. EMK says, I got lost on price list. I don't have any and not sure how to establish one. That is a great question. I don't really have the time to take you through building a price list totally from scratch. But what I will tell you to do, EMK, is there's two things. One, if I can get Richard to throw this link out in chat, which maybe he already has, there is a video that's called Basic Setup and Selling, where it's a complete tutorial. It actually has timestamps in the description below the video that you can click on to get to certain spaces, and it will walk you through 100% of the process of actually setting up your price list, building it, and getting it applied and set up and good to go. Now, the other thing that I would suggest that you do is in the description below this video, it says basic selling group training session or something like that. I would click on that and get yourself scheduled for one of those group sessions. A lot of the people hanging out in YouTube chat right now have jumped on some of those group sessions. We have a lot of fun. It's a kind of a group session where I'm going to be taking you through the process of setting up selling and walk you through each step and really give you a lot of details. So if you're interested in that, it's completely free. And the link to sign up for those sessions is in the description below this video. So make sure that you click that and get signed up for that. Now, the other thing is that you do need to make sure that you're on a plan that does allow you to build and sell your photos. Zenfolio has a lot of different plan levels. Well, right now we really have 3 main plan levels. There's the starter plan, the pro plan, and the advanced plan. You have to either be on the pro plan or the advanced plan to actually be able to build price lists and sell your images for a profit. And so if you're not sure what plan you're on, you can just hover over your name right up here, click on accounts. And then if you go right here, it'll tell you Zenfolio plan. Mine says special. That's because this is a demo account. But you'll see it'll either say starter, pro, advanced, or if you have an older account, it might say something like basic, premium, premium business, or something like that. You're looking for the pro plan or the advanced plan or the premium or premium business plan to be able to sell for profit. If you see starter there and you're interested in upgrading, reach out to the support team down here. They can talk to you about your upgrade options, explain how it works, and they're just a really phenomenal group of people who are really knowledgeable on the Zenfolio platform, who are going to help you make the right decision. So reach out and talk to them if you have any questions about that. Great question though. Thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us today. All right, guys, we've still got 20 minutes left. That's plenty of time to answer questions. Make sure that you get those questions in the chat, and I will do my best to keep answering them until we run out of time. All right, next question that I have is from Camper800. Says, I set some images in the proofing gallery to downloadable. I want to keep the rest as proofs. When the client downloads all available, the whole gallery gets downloaded. How do I stop this? So, what I would make sure that you do, so it sounds like what you did, so let's just go in here and take a look really quick. Let's go in here and let's just find a gallery really quick. So it sounds like, I don't know which gallery has a lot of images. We'll just go back to my wedding gallery here really quick. There we go. So let's get in here and we'll go to this one. So if you went to, let's say this image and this image, and you're like, okay, I want to make those downloadable, and you went here, and against my recommendations, you turned the downloading on, but you turned the rest of these off or left them to disabled. Even though I go in there and I select all and I hit download, I should only be able to download the images that are there. Now it might download a zip file, but it should only contain the images that were actually turned on right here. It should only let them download the images that are actually turned on right here. Now, if you're actually testing this out, you're opening the zip file and you're actually seeing the entire gallery in there, couple of things that you need to think about. Are you testing this out logged in as you, the photographer? Because if you are, that gives you special permissions that your clients don't have. And so you might want to test this out logged out of your account, not signed in as the photographer. How do you do that? Well, you just need to get the direct link to the gallery first. So I'm going to go back to that gallery right here. Let's go up to access. Let's go to sharing. This is where you can get that direct link right here. And then I'm in Google Chrome. You can do this in Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Safari, Firefox, and Chrome. I'm going to go to File, New Incognito Window. In most of the other browsers, it's called a private window or a private session, I think. But I'm going to paste the direct link to that gallery in here. And now I'm actually going to be looking at this logged out. So any special permissions that I would have had because I was logged in as the photographer should now be gone. So if I go in here and I say select photos and I say select all and I hit download, even though it's going to be downloading a zip file, it should only contain the 2 photos that I set to allow downloading. Now, if that's not the case, if you actually test it out that way and you still are seeing an issue, just reach out to the support team right here, have them go in, look at that gallery, make sure you tell them what gallery it is, have them test it out, and they can definitely help you out with that. Because beyond that, it's going to be something where I actually need to look at the specific setup and test it out to see if maybe something's missed or if something weird's going on. Great question, though. Okay, let's see. Judith said, do not forget to answer my question before the session ends. Did I miss your question? So I think I thought I answered, Judith. If I didn't answer your question, I thought I answered how to add your photo. If I missed what you were asking, can you clarify in chat just a little bit exactly what you mean by how do you add your photo? Not sure, but I thought I did show how to change all the photos on the homepage. If I missed it, let me know and I'll do my best to give you a better answer. All right, next question. Hey Robert, it's Richard. Let's show at Photography by Ginger how to create separate digital products for different amounts, 20 photos, 50 photos, 60 photos, and add them to a package. Absolutely. So there's a couple of routes that you could take for that, Photography by Ginger. It depends on the complexity of things. So what you could do is you could say, okay, I know that the most number of photos that I'm ever going to put into a client gallery would be, I don't know, let's say you gave an example of like 60 images. So that's the absolute most. What you could do is you could just use one digital product and you could set this up to be for 60 photos or 100 or whatever and add that to a package and then use it on all of your galleries, even if the gallery only has 50 photos or 30 photos or whatever. It's going to autofill from the entire gallery up to 75 photos, but we're not requiring that they have 75 photos. So what I would do if this was me is I would just do a maximum number, the highest number that you would ever possibly want to let somebody download from one gallery, and use that for everything. You don't have to make smaller number increments because this is an up to 75 images. It's not requiring 75 images to be used. Now, if you still want to set it up that other way where you have those different tiers, because maybe you want to charge different pricing if you're selling it a la carte or something like that, then you could just come in here and duplicate this and then go down here and modify this. And you might want to make sure that, that you put a specific number here. Now, if you are not intending for this to be a full gallery download, I see you saying something in the chat. So if you're not intending for this to be where they go and download the whole gallery, but you're giving them a specific number of photos that you want them to choose from, then you just want to create a product like this. So we're going to go in here and say up to 40, let me fix that, there we go, up to 40 digital images. And there we go. I'm going to go down here, and what I'm going to do is leave the minimum number to 1 because again, I like to create up to products where it doesn't require that they hit that 40 number mark. I'm just allowing them to choose up to 40 photos. But the important thing here is that if you want them to be able to pick and choose the images, don't select this autofill from entire gallery option, because that autofill from entire gallery option is going to take the first 40 photos in the gallery and automatically apply it to the digital product for them. If you want them to be able to pick and choose, then what you need to do is set 40 here and do not check the autofill. That way they can actually pick and choose the 40 photos that they want. So that's how I would set that up. Hopefully that answers your question. If not, definitely clarify a little bit more in chat if I missed something and let me know, and I'd be more than happy to try to answer it in more detail. All right, let me grab the next question here. We got like 12 minutes left. You guys got some great questions today. Let's see, next question. Lynn, hey Lynn, thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us. Said, when entering keywords to identify a gallery, do all images need to have keywords? I wouldn't say that all of the images need to have a keyword. It really depends on the specific scenario that we're talking about. This question could fit into so many different scenarios that it's hard for me to give you a straight answer. But what I would say is that you do not have to have all of the images to have keywords. If you're trying to get somebody to find a specific gallery by keyword, it is helpful. It is better for your SEO if all of the images have keywords, but it's not required. Now, if you're doing a Zenfolio event that is something different. If you're doing a Zenfolio event, everything that you want to show up does have to have keywords, but that's a kind of a different scenario, I think. So hopefully, Lynn, I kind of gave you an answer, at least something close. All right, let's see. A few more questions here. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can. All right, let's see here. Next question from Camper800 says, when creating custom pages, what width should I make my Photoshop template strips? So I would definitely recommend that you keep them 944 pixels wide or smaller. The reason is that the default width of a custom page is 944 pixels. This, again, is a hard question to give you a straight answer because I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to do. If you are creating a template to where you're putting images in and then you're going to do a splice for web kind of thing, or if you're creating a template that you're then just going to export the image, upload it into a gallery, and then put it on a custom page. My answer for either one of those situations is going to vary depending on what exactly you're trying to accomplish. So 944 pixels wide is where I would start. But the other thing that you need to keep in mind as well is that Zenfolio does have set display image sizes that you need to factor in. And what I mean by that is if I go to Photos and I go to Access and we go to Display Size, whenever you upload images to Zenfolio, we generate display images to be used on your site. And these are the sizes of those images that we generate. And so as you can see, the largest image size that we generate that's under 944 pixels is 800 pixels right there. Again, really complicated to give you a straight answer if I'm not there, like talking back and forth, exactly trying to understand what you're trying to do. But hopefully I've given you some things to think about that you can test out. And then as always, if you need more help, you can definitely reach out to the chat team and they can help you with that as well. Great question though. Okay, let's see. Next question here. So Judith said, my question was how to add my photo to my homepage just in case you misplaced it. Okay, so if you're trying to show maybe like a profile photo or something like that, again, it really depends on the layout that you're using, the whatever design that you're using. So let me go to custom pages, not custom pages, but customize really quick and just show you some different things. So one of the things you could definitely do is just add your image in the gallery. But some of our layouts do allow for you to show your about photo. So if I bring this up really quick and I go to options, what you're looking for is you're looking for a layout right here that allows you to show your photo right here. So if I just show you where I was, go back to options, page elements, and you're looking for my photo. And right here, you can see that it says not available for this layout. So you have to find a layout that allows you to have that my photo. So if you go to layouts, you scroll down, what you're looking for is you're looking for a layout option that shows this little placeholder image right here. That is the layout that you need to use so that you can actually show that profile photo. Okay, and I don't know how many there are that actually allow you to do that. Let's just try this one. This is probably going to be really ugly because I haven't customized this for this, but let's just take a look really quick. So now that I've applied that layout, you can see right here that about photo. If I go up here to options, page elements right here, my photo is right here. Now you can show it or you can hide it. Where do you go to upload the photo for my photo? Well, that's in a different section. So you're going to get out of this and you're going to go to, where's my hide me button? I'll just do that. You're going to go down here to site settings. It's kind of like right behind me there. You're going to go there and you're going to look for about photo. And that's where you can upload your about photo. So you'll need to find a layout that has that placeholder image. Once you have that layout, you're going to go to options, page elements, make sure that the my photo is set to show. Then you're going to apply that, go down to site settings, look for the about photo and upload your about photo right there. And that's how you're going to get that to show. Hopefully that answered your question this time, Judith. Sorry if I missed it earlier. Hopefully that gave you an answer for that. Okay, let me just revert this back because I'm not a huge fan of that particular layout. And let me get back in here. I've got like 5 minutes left. Guys, I think I can do like maybe 2 more questions at the most. So next question is from Troy Shields. He says, what is your best workflow for setting up and placing a watermark or different watermarks? That is a great question. What I would recommend is using Zenfolio's built-in watermark feature. So first of all, if you come in here and you go up here to watermarks, you can use one of our watermarks that we already have. You can click new and we have watermarks in here. Or you can click browse and then you can actually upload a custom watermark that you've built. Now, if you're interested in building your own watermark, if you go to our YouTube channel and do a search for watermark and Photoshop or something like that, there is a video where I will actually take you into Photoshop, show you how to design, build your watermark, export it, get it uploaded to Zenfolio, and then apply it. So once you have your watermark, whether you're using a custom one or one of ours, what I would recommend that you do is you set one as default. And what default means is that from that point on, any content that you upload will automatically take that watermark on. So how do you place it or how do you adjust the placement? Well, once you get that watermark in here, you just double click it. You can actually move this around, take a look at what it looks like on different images. You can play with the opacity. And then once you're happy with how that watermark looks, you can actually go down here and save it. All right. And then again, I would go in and save that as default so that from that point on, anything that you upload, any photos or videos, not videos, sorry, any photos gets that watermark applied. Now, a quick question that people always ask, are the watermarks on the printed products or the digital products when my clients purchase them? No, we remove the watermarks on the prints and also on the digital downloads. The watermarks are actually applied to your display images. We use your original images for any orders that are placed, and those original images do not have watermarks on. So that is what I would recommend, is using that. I don't recommend actually applying the watermarks to your image before you upload them, because anything that's actually on the image will then in turn actually be on the printed products as well as any digital downloads that you sell as well. All right, unfortunately, guys, we are out of time. Let me grab this one last question. This is a good question. So let me get it to pull up. There we go. Photography by Ginger says, vouchers for prints. Do we get charged to give them out to customers? So whenever you give clients a coupon code, the only time you get charged is if that coupon code discounts the order so much that there is not enough order revenue left to cover the cost of prints. You have to remember, if you're using our integrated labs, they are the ones who are printing this, and there is a product cost. And so if that coupon code discounts the order so much, or if it makes it free, then you are charged for the product cost. And if you let it cover shipping, you're charged for shipping as well, which is a reason why I don't recommend covering shipping on coupons or coupon codes. There is a really good video if you look for coupons, or I think it's called like setting up a marketing plan or something like that. On our YouTube channel, I actually show you how to do the math to calculate how much of a discount you can offer before it actually ends up costing you money. So that's something you might want to check out as well. All right, guys, I do want to say thank you so much to everybody who hung out with me today. Photography by Ginger, Roxanne Bay, Judith, Enos, let's see, who else is here? Troy Shields, Camper 800, Lynn, Kathleen Riley, EMK, anybody else that I missed. Thank you guys for jumping on here and hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. Hopefully I gave you guys some good things to think about. Don't forget, every Tuesday we do site reviews. It starts at the exact same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. You can actually submit your site to be reviewed there as well. So if you haven't hung out with us on a site review Tuesday, I would love for you guys to come hang out with me on a site review Tuesday. Say hi. It happens right here on our YouTube channel every single Tuesday. And then, of course, we do ZenfolioLive every Thursday. Don't forget, put it in your calendar, please. August 13th is going to be amazing. You guys really need to be there to check it out. Again, I hope that you guys found this helpful. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hey, this weekend, make sure that you guys do something good for somebody. Do something positive. Encourage somebody. Help somebody up or help them get better or improve themselves. Make sure that you're working on improving yourself, not just physically or on your skill, but also as a person as well. And let's make sure that we're all working together to make this world a better place, because it really, really could use that right now. Thank you guys again. I hope to see you guys all on Tuesday. Until then, have a safe and wonderful weekend.